It certainly takes a specific type of celebrity to come onto a talk show and diss the host, but it has happened before. Usually these moments take place on late night shows, like when Matt Damon stole Sarah Silverman from Jimmy Kimmel. However, even though Ellen airs during the day, she's had a few celebrity guests that had no problem insulting her. Welcome to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. I'm your host, Johnny Rogers, and if you happen to be new here, don't forget to tap that subscribe button to never miss another video from us. Plus, leave us a comment down below if you've already started cutting your own hair, and while you type your replies, let's get into today's list, the top 10 celebrities who insulted Ellen on her own show. In at number 10, Blake Shelton. Ellen is notorious for meddling in the relationships of celebrities. She's always prying for more personal details and desperately trying to convince her guests that they need to get married. She bought Jennifer Lopez a clock with her and A-Rod kissing on it, and shortly after the pair got married. So when Blake Shelton came on the show, she tried to do the same thing. However, unbeknownst to Ellen, Blake never actually received the clock at the end of the show. So when he came back on the show and Ellen asked him again if he had plans to marry Gwen Stefani, he kinda let her have it. I love that he called her out on using the clock as a prop to harass her other guests to get married. Oh Ellen, when will you learn? In at number 9, Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake is a pretty regular guest on Ellen's show. The pair have become close friends over the years, but that won't stop Justin from insulting Ellen on her own show. It was more of a lighthearted jab, but a jab nonetheless. While on the show to chat about the movie Trolls, his son, and his upcoming album, he also wanted to set the record straight about a line from his popular summer hit, Can't Stop the Feeling. A lot of people might be getting wrong. While telling a story about how Ellen had sent him an alcohol-infused sing-along version of his song, Timberlake revealed that she repeatedly sang the line, just electric, just electric, just electric, and then he stated that it clearly said, just imagine. Ellen seemed really embarrassed by this and even turned to her audience for support. When no one sided with her version of the song, Justin added insult to injury by pointing out that no one even raised their hand to stand with her on this one. And he wrote the song, so I think he knows. In at number 8, Sean Hayes. Right at the top of the episode, Will and Grace star Sean Hayes wasted no time insulting Ellen. In what is referred to now as the Battle of the Gays by Ellen herself, Sean repeatedly calls her Helen from the moment the episode starts, which clearly starts to bother her as it totally botches the opening dialogue for the episode. From there, it just gets worse. He then tossed his ring into the mug on the table as a joke because Ellen complained that it had hurt her knee when he tapped it. Sean then proceeds to pluck the ring out of his drink and flick the excess liquids all over Ellen. Ellen then tried to transition the conversation by talking about how long Will and Grace had been on the air, and Sean then takes another jab at Ellen by saying that it's been running longer than her own show. In at number 7, GIADA de LAURENTIIS. This 2017 cooking segment is now a viral disaster for all to watch online. It was pretty much a disaster right from the jump, and having Nicole Kidman on as a guest didn't exactly help. GIADA was teaching both Nicole and Ellen how to make some of her favorite celebrity chef recipes. At least that was the intended plan. Instead, GIADA made sexual innuendos about rice balls, insinuating that Ellen's never handled anything like that, which even slightly insulted Nicole Kidman, who reminded GIADA that this is a family show. However, GIADA doesn't stop with the insults. From there, she quickly pivoted to insulting Ellen's lack of culinary skills, even saying that her rice balls looked like dog food. After those few insults, Ellen basically bailed on the whole segment. She started eating the food on the table and overall just roasting how bad it was, with Nicole Kidman joining in. In at number 6, Jennifer Lawrence. Ellen was put in an awkward situation during her interview with Jennifer Lawrence in 2012. What began as Ellen asking Jennifer about her new cat quickly spiraled into transgender jokes that Ellen didn't exactly know how to deal with. Lawrence explains that she always imagined cats as being female and dogs as being male, so when she bought her female cat and it began acting like a boy, she renamed it to Chaz Bono. For those of you who completely missed that jab, Chaz is the transgender son of Cher and the late Sonny Bono. What followed next was just bizarre. They had a slideshow of the cat going that was supposed to, I guess, line up with their story, but that curveball joke really put Ellen in a weird spot, and the audience had to just sit there and watch her tiptoe around it into a new topic. In at number 5, Katy Perry. This is another one of those moments where you kind of start to question Ellen's ability to remember things, because this was a huge thing. Ellen completely blanked on Katy Perry and Russell Brand's marriage. Yikes, I can't believe that she had to lean in to remind Ellen that she was married to Russell Brand. I mean, I really hope that it was all just a joke, because if not, man, that was embarrassing. Following that, Ellen insisted that Katy wasn't married until Katy reminds her that she gave gave them a wedding gift. In at number 4, Wendy Williams. Both Wendy and Ellen host daytime talk shows, so it's natural that there would be some sort of tension between them. Although Wendy Williams is typically the first to throw some shade Ellen's way and has done so a few times. One of the more awkward times she tried to insult Ellen was when Williams plugged her PETA ad by acknowledging that Ellen was vegan. Then she asked her, "How do you live without bacon?" which forced DeGeneres to reply that she thinks pigs are smart. Her next Ellen insult was a bit more on the nose though. When she came back on the show, they played a game of heads up and Williams got to insult Ellen one last time. In at number 3, Billie Eilish. When compilations of Billie's Tourette syndrome acting up during live performances started popping up, the artist was forced to address it. She did so through her Instagram stories by posting a series of photos with text explaining her condition. In the note to her fans, she said, "I have diagnosed Tourette's. I've never mentioned it on the internet because nobody thinks I'm serious." So when she went on Ellen, you knew the topic was going to come up, and Ellen did try to applaud Billie for speaking openly, but Eilish sort of insulted her back. That's a subtle jab, but a really important one to note. Ellen loves being the host that either broke a new story or got a celebrity couple engaged. It makes for really great TV and it brings in better ratings. Although by Billie saying that the last thing she wanted was to be pigeonholed as the singer from Ellen with Tourette's, you could tell it bothered Ellen just a tad. In at number 2, Caitlyn Jenner. The conversation began very lighthearted between newly transitioned Caitlyn Jenner and Ellen. She praised Jenner for her work in the transgender movement and her importance in that role, but when she tried to make Caitlyn explain her previous views on gay marriage, things got a little tense. At least Caitlyn stood up for herself and explained that her opinion has changed over time. I mean, she literally changed her entire identity, and Ellen was still asking if her opinions were the same? Clearly, Jenner's views and opinions have changed slightly, but she noted that because she's a traditionalist, she still can understand why people don't want gay marriage. I'm not saying that she's right, by the way, I'm simply pointing out a moment where a celebrity insulted Ellen on her home turf. Last but certainly not least, on our number 1 spot, Dakota Johnson. I don't care what anyone says, Dakota Johnson's appearance on Ellen's show will go down in history as the best dig on Ellen ever. It really opened up everyone's eyes as to how little she cares about her own guests or the show itself anymore. If you don't know what happened, the last time that Dakota Johnson was on the show, Ellen reamed her out for not getting a birthday invitation. So when the following birthday rolled around, Dakota made sure to invite Ellen, although Ellen missed the party and then had the audacity to ask her why she never received an invite, thus leading to Dakota calling Ellen out in front of everyone for, well, lying. And that has been the top 10 celebrities who insulted Ellen on her own show. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to our editing team for making me look so good. If you enjoyed this video, please show us some love here by tapping that like and subscribe button. It really helps us out. And don't forget to leave us a comment down below with your thoughts on this list. Plus, for more videos like this one, all you gotta do is tap that playlist when it pops up. From Top 10 Beyond the Screen, my name is Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy.